I'm pretty sure Portugal is going to be the most important comp. For being world champion, I think you have to be good in many kinds of ways.
Well, we left Mex maybe 2 days ago, I guess, and we've pretty much flown across the world to the next event, which is Sintra. We're almost there. It's about 20 minutes away. We're just cruising through the little town here, enjoying the scenery. It's always fun here. There's castles in the distance. It's like just the scenery.
What up, everybody? There we go. All right, so here we go. We are here for Manny V Stories, and today we're going to talk about 2011 Sintra Pro in Portugal. You're probably wondering, what about Mexico? Porto Escondido. I'm working my magic trying to get the powers that be to send over the Mexico Porto Escondido event file from an incredible event. So that's going to be coming up. But today it's all about Portugal, Sintra, the Sintra Pro 2011. And it was amazing. I mean, if there's a location for a beach break and to put a bodyboarder's technical abilities to the test against the best in the world, this is the event. And to me, it's one of my favorites because it's got it all. Granted, the waves are a beach break, but if there's swell in the water, it's incredible. I mean, it is pretty amazing. You got everything from barrels on the outside to barrels on the inside, and you got ramps on the outside and people just busting huge air maneuvers, lefts, rights, and everything. Then you have the beach scene. They usually hold their event towards the end of summer, I think the last weekend of summer in Portugal. So everybody and their moms are out on the beach. Packed. If they're there to watch the event, awesome. If they're not there to watch the event, they get treated with watching some of the best bodyboarding go down. And check this out. Right across the street from the venue is just bars and restaurants lined up, and it's freaking pretty awesome. If you get knocked out of your heat, you just go right across the street and start partying with your buddies who also got knocked out, or with friends that are visiting from out of town. It's got it all. It's pretty freaking amazing. It's one of the most popular beaches in Portugal, and it's about an hour, maybe about less than an hour, just north of Lisbon, the capital. So it's an easy drive. And once you're there, it is pretty amazing. And I will say, and you'll probably hear it a couple of times in the video from the IBA, the Snakes and Ladders crew, their production. I think there's a couple guys in there that say the same thing. But man, the Portuguese women are absolutely beautiful, and you'll see that in the video. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go and check out some of the photos that I have from my trip. And that's what this is. Tomorrow, actually tonight, midnight, California time, 12:01, I'm going to drop the video itself from the Snakes and Ladders crew. It'll be a standalone, and you can just watch the 26 minutes just about that. But here, Manny V Stories, I got so much content, so many photos, so many videos of my travels to these events that I wanted to share that with you and, talk about a couple stories that I had, some of my experiences on the tour. So let me pull up this. There we go. Boom. All right, let's go check it out. Some of the photos. So this is Alex Leon. He is, he's one of the main guys that was in charge on making sure the events went very smooth. He, along with Teza McKenna, and they assembled a solid crew of judges, and then the organization. Teza and Alex were the sanctioning body, the IBA, and they would show up on site to these promoters who already have their events going. I think the Sintra Pro is one of the most longest standing international event to date. And so they pay a sanctioning fee to the IBA, and the IBA will ensure that all the top pros and a world tour is put together with their event to be one of the decisive events. And yeah, it's actually pretty well run. And I got to give props to Teza and Alex Leon for doing what they did, which is incredible. I had the awesome pleasure to travel around for a few years with this guy, and he's nothing but a class act. He's freaking awesome. So Alex, thank you for bringing me on board, and thank you for being such a cool travel mate. I'll reach out and see how you're doing, brother. Before the event, I went there maybe 2 or 3 days. I got there 2 or 3 days right after the Porto Escondido event, and I got to hang out with Nunito, Flavio, Gigi, the whole, New by Sound and Boss It Up crew. It was actually really, really cool to hang out with those guys. And it was, Iracema is just to the north of Sintra. So I hung out in that hood, and I loved it because it was just so European. It was Portuguese. It was freaking very, very cool with these cobblestone paths and a lot of shops. And it was just such a cool surfing mecca. It was such a cool little surfing European town, and I fell in love with it. And there's a lot of old folks who, are still around living in this fishing village. And it was good. It was awesome to see the, the immersion between tourism and the locals. It was pretty harmonious. It was really cool to be there. Of course, I had to go to a barbecue. That's Flavio. He's about to feed me this soup that they gave to the kids. So on those cold mornings when the kids had to walk to school, they were given this. It's called sopa de caballo cansado, which translates to soup of the tired horse. Essentially what it is red wine and bread. That's all it is. And oh my God, so freaking gross. But they told me about it. I'm like, there's no way. I want to have some. So they made me a bowl, and the kids weren't eating this much of it. That I had a king size bowl, but Flavio made me a bowl, and I vowed to eat it all. And I don't think I did, but here he is feeding me. And there I am trying to finish it at his house near Iracema. And aside from the sopa de caballo cansado, they had a ton of delicious food. They cooked up an awesome barbecue. But yeah, it was so fun to hang out with the crew. And then back at the contest site, Sintra, because it is the end of the summer, you got all this warm water colliding with the cold air. So it does get foggy quite often, but when the sun comes out, it's pretty awesome. But here's Kaha. He is one of the best videographers on the tour. Super laid back, super cool, knows his shit, and gets the job done. And it's always great to have him around because he's always laid back and, cool, mellow, and will go partake in a few beers with us. And he knows that, we are all working there. So he always shows up on time and gets the job done. Love him. So this is right across the 2-lane road. So you have bars with views, you have restaurants, and I think that bar right there with the umbrellas, that's where that's where 4 or 5 years prior, Nunito, a really good friend of mine, and I organized the first and only Euro Freak Fest during the Sintra event. We were not associated with this Sintra event, but I talked to Nunito. I'm like, hey, what if we did a Freak Fest like Cabo Freak Fest, but in Europe? And why don't we do it in conjunction with the Sintra Pro? Needless to say, it was freaking mayhem. And because we were sponsored by a liquor company that gave us as much vodka as we wanted. And yeah, we would just take over bars, restaurants, and we like this little balcony here. I think we had that one. I think we had the Flip Cup Championships. So that you would assemble a team of 10, I think, and we would line up. And if you haven't played Flip Cup, it's pretty intense and super fun, and you do get fucked up. But it was an incredible Euro Freak Fest. I think Kira Llewellyn, was she there? Not sure. Shit. I'll have to go back. I know she went to a Freak Fest, but I had a handful of bodyboarders from the United States come out and just have a good time. But because we were having these parties in conjunction with but during the same time as the event, the promoter was not happy at all because we were pretty much taking over their parties. They would have their party down the road. We would show up and have our parties, and we would just have more people at our parties. And they weren't stoked on that because they were paying DJs and they were paying for the establishments. I didn't want anything to conflict, and they weren't happy. So when the IBA said we're coming in town, we're bringing Manny Vargas to commentate, they had to, I don't know, sign a contract or something, or promise that I would not have any parties. Which is crazy because I wasn't going to do any parties anyways, but the fact that they had to say that out loud and say, yeah, Manny's welcome, but he can't do any parties is just crazy to me. So we didn't have any parties, but we still had a great time. And yeah, this is what I give credit to the Sintra Pro. They make it super accessible for the kids. And Sintra and all parts of Portugal, the bodyboarding scene is alive and well, and they really do cater to the Groms, to the kids, and try to bring them into the bodyboarding world, and they do an incredible job. I know Catarina Sosa, she has Boogie Chicks in Sintra, I believe, and there's a couple other pro bodyboarders that have their bodyboarding schools, so that's pretty epic. You know what? Let me do this one really quick. I want to see you guys in the chat, so let me just do this. Can I do this? Yeah. Give me 1 second. Boom. Bam. Beam. Yeah, let's move that guy over there. Let's minimize that. There we go. Now I got the chat over here. Who do we got over here? We got Chris chiming in and Martine as well. What's up, you guys? Thanks for watching the live. So let's get back to it. I want to get through these photos so we can watch the video. This is one of the Castillos, one of the French riders. I think it's either Maxime or his brother Alex. I want to say it's Alex, but man, they look so much alike. If you know who it is, let me know. But Maxime, if you're watching, I don't know if is that you or is that your brother? I'm not sure, but either way, the Castillo brothers crush it. So the Japanese contingent, they were on hand. This is in the red top is Ayaka Suzuki. And in the green top, that's Sari Ohara. Sari, I think was she the first world champion? I'm not 100% sure of Japan. I should know this. Action Jackson, where are you, brother? But both of these have become world champions, I believe. So yeah, this was pretty cool to see them, as they were coming up the ranks. Super, super cool. Adiel Jimenez from Puerto Rico, he was on hand. He's a contest machine. Back then, he was at every single contest, prone and drop knee, but he was representing Puerto Rico. Love you, brother. Team Venezuela was also there, and on the right was a beach announcer, the Hurricane. He is a really good friend, and yeah, it was great to see all these international riders come together. So Team Japan again was on hand, and these two guys were like some of the coolest guys to ride with and party with. They were so happy, always smiling. And it was an international event. I don't know where these guys were from, but it was just great to see a huge melting pot of bodyboarders from all over Europe. It was freaking pretty amazing. There's Abdiel and the other Puerto Ricans showing up, and Cesar Bauer in the green hat with orange right there, former drop knee world champion from Peru. It was pretty epic to see the international crew. What's going on over here in the chat? I see, I think Martin from NorCal, Ocean Beach, San Francisco. Thanks for watching, brother. Love to have you. Love having you. Again, back to the Groms. So Renato over there in the red hat. I'm pretty sure that's Renato. Frick, man, it's been so long. Don't get upset if I forgot your name and just started making up crap. But I know Magno is right here in the foreground in the science hat. But again, Portugal, a lot of the European countries are doing a great job of bringing in the next generation of young bodyboarders. I love it. It's freaking should be done all over the world. Telepizza was the local Domino's, I guess, down the road, and they pretty much fed us during the entire event. It's the pizza. I'll just say it was good to have food while we were working. It was Telepizza. I'll eat it anytime. Bring it on. So Teza on the with the black hat, always to me one of the best commentators on the planet. And yeah, I miss him. Hopefully we get to see each other, hopefully at the 2027 Pipeline event. Things are working in the background, so I would love to get back out there. It's just a matter of lining things up on all ends. So we'll see, Teza. We'll see. So this right here, gosh, I was so fucked up so many nights at this event. I know one time, not with these guys, but the Moroccans. This was my first time, going over there. And I'll smoke weed here and there, but the Moroccans, they will take a piece of hash and then roll it up into like a little string. So it looks like a long just string of clay. Like imagine Play-Doh, and you make a long little thread of Play-Doh. Well, that's what they did with their hash. And they put that in, they roll that up with tobacco and weed. And that's what you smoke. It's freaking, I got so fucked up smoking that shit. And that just led to long, long nights. And it was so bizarre and incredible. You're so blitzed and just having a good time. One time I smoked too much of it, and I just ended up thrown up in one of the trash cans before going out and partying again. And obviously I just stuck to beer the rest of the night. But these guys, freaking, if you want to party, definitely Portugal is a great place to do that. And this was a crew of ladies that hung out with all of us. I think these are, I think they're Nunito or Flavio's friends. Gosh, whose friends were they? But Hita was such a cool, she was so cool. She rallied up. She was always down to have a good time and party with the whole crew. And she brought all her friends. And it was just so great to have, beautiful women to party with. It was freaking amazing. And they were all super cool. Here's the beach looking south from the contest site. As you can see, it's just so perfect. And believe it or not, over here on the ridge of these, before they became cliffs, there's actually dinosaur prints on the backside of these ridges over here. And and then the tectonic plates pushed them up, and now the prints are up against the wall. It's actually really, really cool. So if you go to Sintra, Praia Grande, make sure you take the walk and go check out the dinosaur footprints in the wall. Emilio, again, Emilio, Nunito, Gigi, Flavio, they all took care of me when I was over there. And I love these guys. It was great to see them at Nunito's wedding back in October. It was friggin' pretty awesome. We're almost done, you guys. So Seamus, I guess I was focused on them, but that's why Seamus is blurry. But Seamus was staying in the same house along with the rest of the production crew and most of the IBA staff. And Seamus, really quick, one night, I think I was rooming with Dallas Singer. And there was one night, it was one of those Moroccan hash nights, where Dallas didn't leave the key where he was supposed to leave it. So I was locked out of this house. It was like a 3-story house, and I was on the 2nd story. So I was trying to throw rocks at the window to wake up Dallas, but it didn't work. And I know Seamus was one of the first ones to get to the contest site to go set up everything. And luckily for me, there was a rug, a pretty big size, like area rug. I'm sure it was dirty and dingy and gross, but I was so fucked up that it was like 3 a.m. and we go live at 7 a.m. So luckily I knew where Seamus walks out of the building. So I rolled myself up into this rug and made sure that I ended up right at the door. And so when he was going out to the contest site, he would bump into the rug and like wake me up. And then I would roll out of it and then go in, take a shower, take a quick nap, and then head back to the site. So thank you, Seamus, for waking me up and not making me late. I appreciate it. But that was one of those nights that I would not want to. Well, actually, no, it was pretty fun. It was actually not bad, but the rug kept me warm and allowed me to get at least an hour sleep before he woke me up. And like always, I throw it out to people. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go on a tour. Does anybody want to come? And this is one of the places we went, which was a little bit more south. I think it's Cabo Roca. And these were the only two that joined me. South African. Don't hate me. Fuck. I'm not even going to try. If you're watching this, put it in the comment. Let me know. Oh, man. Sorry, I forgot your name. Both of you, don't hate me. But we went on a pretty sick tour. So hit me up. Let's reconnect. Yeah, Cabo da Roca. I think it's the most western part of the European country, or the European of Europe. And it is right here, Punta Mas Occidental do Continente Europa. So yeah, I think it's the most western part of Europe. So that was a pretty cool tour we did. This is Fabrice Moulin from France, supporting Haiti back in the day, 2011. So I don't know what was happening back then, but obviously he was doing his part to help humanity. So props to you, Fabrice. And yeah, look at the beach. Fucking beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, in another lifetime, I would have loved to marry this woman, Eunate Aguirre. Beautiful, calm, cool, collected. And yeah, she is amazing. I wonder how she's doing. If anybody knows how Eunate is doing, please send her my love. And hope she's doing good. Flavio rolling up a joint. And I think this was one of the last nights before heading out from Portugal. But yep, there it is. So beers and joints over at one of the beaches to the north of Sintra. Having a good time. It was freaking amazing. Thank you guys. There's Gigi. Always smiling. All right, you guys. I think that's it for the photos. Hope you guys like some of the stories. I think it might be time to watch the main event. This is the Sintra Pro. It's actually really cool. 25 minutes, I think. So I say we do it. Let's rock and roll.
I'm pretty sure Portugal is going to be the most important comp. For being world champion, I think you have to be good in many kinds of ways.
We left Mex maybe 2 days ago, I guess, and we've pretty much flown across the world to the next event, which is Sintra. We're almost there, it's about 20 minutes away. We're just cruising through the little town here, enjoying the scenery. It's always fun here, there's castles in the distance. It's like just the scenery is unbelievable. And it's a big contrast to what we'd kind of experienced in Mexico, which is just hot and everything revolves around the beach. Where more of this is just the history about the place and how beautiful everything is. You got to ride it
down. Well, Sintra itself is like it's not a massive town. There's like a lot of little towns on the coast, and there seems to be heaps of people everywhere. But yeah, it's kind of like bigger than country towns, but not quite cities. So
Sintra is the most famous beach of Lisbon. So most of people from Lisbon come in the beach in Sintra. That's a really famous beach. So it's really different here. Food is really good. It's like European food, really good. It's really cheap. Chicks are amazing. Seriously, it's one of the most beautiful chicks in Europe are here in Portugal, and this week you're gonna be crazy.
The Portuguese girls are so attractive because of their skin, I think, and just their accents that get you every time, I reckon. But yeah, they're all just like petite and beautiful. And I fell in love with one.
Hey, tell us about the one you fell in love with.
Oh, I don't know what to say about that. She brushed me, but...
Every comp now, it's been the first time this tour's kind of ran in this fashion where you get a win, you get 2,000 points. So, Mexico was an amazing event, and this one's just as important as the last one. You got to go on every event thinking that it could be your last sort of thing. So if Jeff can pull off another win, it's going to make it really hard for us to, to try trail him and try and catch up. This is the comp area right here, actually. These guys. Yes.
Stuart is pretty much the Don, I reckon he's the best. He's been around for so long and still killing it in surfing and competition. I've got a lot of respect for Mike and what he's done, and I think he's pretty much the Michael Jordan of bodyboarding, I reckon. And I reckon he's the king.
Usually this event here at Praia Grande in Portugal is a real critical event for all the competitors, because this is an opportunity for someone to either pull ahead, or if they get knocked, they'll fall behind. So anyone that's on the fence, this is pretty key. And for the guys that are real in a tight title race, this is an opportunity to move ahead or to fall behind.
Yeah, so when it comes down to what event's more important than the other, I mean, some have a lot more history behind them, and some are heavier than others. But it comes down to points in a title race; they're all the same, and this one's just as important as the other one.
Well, the tour started off in Hawaii at Pipeline. Not epic Pipeline, but it was good backdoor, and it kind of gave everyone an opportunity to open up and try to do some different moves and really show what they can do technically on waves. It was high drama at the end. Looked like Tom Rigby was a young kid, never been in the final before at Pipe. Looks like he was gonna win it. And then Jeff Hubbard in the last, minute or so, 5 minutes just came on really strong and stole the victory. Then the tour went on to the box over in WA. The box is kind of a fickle wave. It doesn't always break, so we ended up having trials at Gaspé, which is still a really contestable spot, but it's certainly not the box. It was pretty exciting showdown at box when it finally did happen, because it was pretty heavy. You know, the waves are, you know, big and gnarly. It's Ryan's backyard, so it was really, you know, everyone was just trying to see if they could beat Ryan at that spot, you know. And Magno got pretty close, but I think he lost a little bit of steam in the final. But gosh, he was surfing well.
Ryan Hardy winning every single heat in this competition.
From the box, we went on to Chile. Chile always produces, and this year was no different. The waves were great. Really good surf, super high level competition. Tamega finished it off in amazing style and showed everyone, you know, how hungry he still is to do well, and what a competitive animal the guy is in heavy surf.
The days before Arica, I was kind of bummed because I have an injury. My first heat of the event, I injured my shoulder and could barely make a push-up.
Oh, no, really, actually, it was the most intense hit I ever had. It was really like a fight almost. Like in the water, we didn't even speak one time.
We didn't change words, really. It was more like look. I was looking at him, he was looking at me like, you know those MMA fighters before the fight? They're gonna like, I'm gonna kill yourself, or I'm gonna kill yourself, you know? That's how we were looking at each other right there.
Just before the hit, when I saw I was with Tamega, we were watching the comp and I just came behind him and take his neck like this. If we were fighting, it was a joke, but he was not joking at all. Just put my arm out and said, "God, we're gonna see that in the water."
We were like standing to each other like for 1 or 2 minutes. It was like crazy, and I was like, man, let's do this. You know, I'm ready for you. You know, I'm gonna knock you right now.
Amaury Laverne.
Yeah, well, this is a deep one, and you can see GT has priority. No, GT's got priority there, so he is allowed to do that to Amaury.
He was just focused all time, and yeah, I was watching the crowd, and I was like, he's coming back. Now he needed 8 point something, and boom, he get it.
And Guillermo Tamega dropping in on this one.
Well, Tamega once again just setting the line, disappears under the curtain, comes out for the Brazilian, and will look for something big there.
Oh
It's on the end section.
The crowd erupting downstairs and wave action back and forth. It is Amaury Laverne and Guillermo Tamega fighting it out. Oh! And Guillermo Tamega coming out of a big barrel. Oh my Lord, he's going for it!
I was not really happy. Because I ate loose anyway. And I was really awaiting the moment that he's gonna come to see me and speak about this hit. And actually, he told me it was unforgettable. I'm pretty sure he told me, "Oh, you see, you can't catch Tamega," and that was cool. That was cool. And after he won the comp, and I think he was unstoppable for this comp, and he was to the next level.
I won the fight, you know, and I won the other 2 fights, and I won the event. That was huge for me. That was huge for my whole career. But that doesn't stop that. That's not everything. The title is everything. You know, this tour is the hardest tour I haven't been to. You know, the whole level is just amazing today.
Hi, my name's Mark McCarthy. We are here in Sintra, Portugal for the 5th stop of the IBA World Tour. Coming into this event, I'm currently lying 4th, just below Hardy and GT, and leading the tour at the moment is Jeff Hubbard.
Okay, a couple words. Freak, machine, ruthless competitor, the man to be.
of the next few events coming up. Everyone's looking for a win, and that's what it's going to take eventually. It's going to take a win or 2 wins, and Jeff's already got those 2 wins, and he'll be looking for a couple of good results just to establish that.
And really was an amazing comp, and Jeff was to the next level. I was sitting in the same room of Jeff for this trip, and already see how he was focused and how he was getting ready for this comp. The best routine you can imagine, just wake up in the morning, stretch every morning, then break it and surf, then sleep. This kind of guy can sleep like maybe 4 times a day. He's just surf and sleep and stretch again and eat and surf and sleep and stretch and eat, and every day for 12 days.
I think Jeff's in the best position right now. He's surfing really good. You know, he's really disciplined. He trains like a madman. He seems like he's on a little bit higher level than everyone technically, just because he's a small guy and gets big air. You know, it's really hard to compete with that. But you know, we'll see. You got a lot of guys that are in contention. You know.
Here we go, up and riding, Jones Russell.
Jones Russell with an invert, really, really good.
See, but check this out in white. Not over yet. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
It's too late.
This guy can do a backflip on anything, anywhere, at any time. Pierre-Louis Costa, just a backflip, the French phenom.
It's too late to take me home.
Yeah, super stoked. That's my first time ever won 2 heats in the leaderboard. So I'm gonna have a good sleep tonight, knowing that pretty much guaranteed to be in the next round, and so I'm super stoked.
It's too late to hold me down.
Jeff Hubbard with a nice move right there.
It's too late to apologize.
Yeah, it's really, really nice when you come and get a first in your first heat. It really helps you get some momentum going for the rest of the contest, and you know, gives those nerves a little calm down. You know, you got 2 more rounds, but you feel a little more confident.
All right, Guilherme.
Speed. Oh, that wave flows fast. Oh.
So who's gonna win the Sintra Pro this year? It's tricky. Technically, I would say Pierre. Pierre could win that comp easily, technically. I think maybe mentally, Tamega looks ready.
Man, let's do this. You know, I'm ready for you. You know, I'm gonna knock you right now.
And the guy would maybe deserve it really, maybe Lucas Nogueira, guy from Brazil.
My biggest stage here in Sintra would probably be, I don't know, Pierre's serving pretty good in small waves. He pulls off all the moves. I think the more the technical guys that just keep it tight and to the pocket. But you never know. I mean, the waves could be 1 foot, they could be 4 foot. And if they are going to be a little bit bigger than 4 feet, then there's going to be different threats. So I just take every heat. I'm not surfing against everyone. I'm surfing against 3 guys in heat, and then eventually I'm surfing against 2 guys in heat, or 1 guy. So I was going to beat that guy that's on heat at the current time and then take the next guy on.
I put my money on Pierre. Technically, for sure, he's the best technically.
Have a look at that bottom turn.
Nice.
And that is just...
Yeah. I mean, the waves, it's just like Kira out there. It's just like a blessing, like just big waves coming in and big waves. I don't know.
I was lucky my first wave was a good score, so it got me right in a good spot, and then I had a good backup.
Hiro Bokobo out the back. Oh.
Oh yeah, it's pretty tough out there, moving a lot, the current is really strong.
What's he gonna do?
Tough, here we go.
Oh my!
Oh yeah. There you go, Manny.
Oh,
wow.
Again.
I knew I needed to get a good score in the beginning. Like 5 minutes, I didn't have a score, and I was able to just find a wave, open face, and to be able to get a nice looping roll out of it.
So there you have it. We are down to the last 8 competitors in the men's.
The first thing, I'm just stoked to be in the final day. You're so hard, the competition these days, like everyone's ripping. So to be in the final day is like my first goal. Then tomorrow, it's all business, just trying to get down and finish the event up and with a good result.
It's almost like a different sport in these smaller conditions, but because it's smaller, there's not as much power, and it's tricky, it's shifty, and you really have to generate your speed and generate your maneuvers. Whereas in big surf, you're pretty much just harnessing and redirecting the energy. Over here, you're trying to generate it and create your own energy. So
it's a big part of bodyboarding, and it's a big part of where bodyboarding started and to where bodyboarding is now. It's great that we can come here to Praia Grande and compete in just average waves where the general bodyboarder would go and surf average beach break, and it's not just about pulling into 10-foot Arica or 10-foot beach breaks at Mexico. Also, this is quite a critical part of bodyboarding, and just goes to show that we can we can ride our vehicles in small waves and big waves and all kinds of waves. I don't get bored of riding small waves. I'd rather prefer to ride bigger waves, but it's just a different style on how you ride. When I was a grummer, I used to love coming and watching these kind of events and watching the pros and average beach breaks that I surf every day. If you can beat the small wave riders in small waves, then that just goes to show that you're a good competitor, and you can mix it up with all the rest of them, and you're not just one-sided, which is a big part of being world champion. You can't just be seen as one kind of rider.
I think it's important for anyone that's crowned a world champion to be really competent in all conditions. This event serves that purpose. It has generally smaller surf than what you see on the rest of the tour, and it takes a certain type of skill to ride these waves. And in my opinion, it's harder in these waves than it is sometimes in bigger surf.
He's a 2 times world champion, and if he done well in this event, he could have ran away with the title pretty easily. So all the Aussies and stuff were just like really batting for me and like going into my heat. They were just cheering and just really wanted me to win. I made the trials and then I had the main event and I made the top 16 there. So that night, like I'd already surfed 7 times and I was like pretty buggered. And then I had hub the next day.
The red jersey, the Hawaiian, Jeff Hubbard, he throws in a flip of his own right there on the outside and comes in with a nice spin.
I was kind of nervous, but I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself. So I kind of just went into it with kind of a free flow and just whatever happens, happens.
All right, Jones Russell on this right-hand wave. Oh,
And there we go. Jones, he flipped off the outside section.
And I beat him. What were you trying to say then? Got pretty lucky, so I'm stoked with that, and everyone was frothing. It's just a pretty cool thing how you can come from just locally going well, then getting support, and then being on the world tour in a few years. Like, it's pretty amazing. I think anyone can do it if you put your head to it. I think bodyboarding's in a really good position at the moment. Got a new competition system, and there's a lot of interest. And like, I think it's at the best locations right now, and I think it can only just get better and better from here on in.
So set with bikinis, water being sprayed by the drop near.
Oh, no. You know what? I'm going to stop it. I'm not going to do that to you because there's a little glitch on my end and it's chopping up the video. So I'm going to stop it only because you guys are going to be able to see the video in its entirety tomorrow morning or tonight at midnight if you want to stay up for that. So there's only a few, maybe 5-6 minutes left. I know it's towards the end of the video, but I don't want to put you through that because I was testing this earlier and it was doing that, you know, for the first 5 minutes. So to go that long I was stoked. So check this out. If you've been hanging out this long, I got a little treat for you. If you send me, let's see, how can I do? I didn't even think about this, but let me just show you. In this blue box, I have so many cool things. I moved into a new spot. Oh, wow. The green, the invisible box. But, all right, there we go. You can see what's inside of the box. So I got a thrash leash. Everything in this box is going to a person. So I need to figure that out. This is one magazine with Jimmy Hootaff on the cover. And I got a bunch of stickers in here. I got a Hubboards DVD. Actually, check this out. This is probably the coolest thing in here. This is Dave Hubbard's second place award from the Bocas Invitational in 2000. Oh gosh, I don't even know what year it is, but check that thing out. So that's in the box. Dave Hubbard gave it to me and I took it home and it's just been sitting around. So some lucky winner is going to win David Hubbard's second place trophy from the Bocas del Toro. And you're going to get my little staff badge from Bocas del Toro, a ton of stickers. Whoa, check this out. I did a contest down in Baja and I ended up in 5th place. I think Miguel Torres or one of the locals beat the shit out of everybody in the water. But that's in the box. A bunch of cool stickers. Let me see what else. Gosh, there's so much cool stuff. But Tropicali, thank you, John, for the stickers. Look at that Boogie Land sticker. Bunch of thrash stickers. Yep. So there's Dave's trophy. Yeah, there's a staff card there. You actually can, this one's going in there too. That's the Bocas del Toro staff badge. Oh, this is cool. I got this, I think in Fronton, but it's a, what is that? There it is. It's a fin. It's a Churchill fin keychain. So that's going in the box. Like a ton of stickers. Like I said, a DVD from Hub Boards. Oh, you know what? This is cool. Forgot I had this. And this is along with more stickers in there. But I'm going to give you this thermal piece of paper, which you're going to put over this heat transfer. So you get, this is the part you put on your t-shirt or sweater. You put that t-shirt, put that over that, and then iron it on. It's essentially an iron-on patch of Mike Stewart, one of Aaron Lloyd's photos. Somebody made that for me. It's just sitting here. That's going to the winner. There, you're going to get 2 of those. That one's actually pretty sick. I should keep that one. Dang it. But yeah, the winner of the box is going to get all of that. All the stickers, all the goodies. What else? The magazine, Pit magazine, and yeah, one of these Thrash leashes. This thing's pretty sick. I should have kept this one too. Black and dark red. Damn it. Well, somebody's going to score. And I'm going to keep throwing stuff in there. Once I'm all settled in, I'll add some more stuff to put in the box. So the way we're going to give that away is, I think, if you're watching this right now, and what's the date right now? The 14th. By May 1st, if you go to, I'll just make it easy. If you are a member of booglife.com, you can be a free member too. So if you're a patron, which is, $5, $10, $15 a month, you're already in the, we'll call it a drawing. I'm going to put all these names in the hats, and I'll pull it out of the hat on May 4th. So on May 4th, on Manny V Stories on Monday, 6 p.m., I'll pull the name out of the hat, then pull that name, and the winner will get the box. So booglife.com, go on there, become a member. You can be a free member. You don't have to pay, but you're not going to get any of the goods that the patrons that are paying going to get. They get over 200, interviews, audio or video. But if you become a free member, that'll put you into the hat of names. So there you have it. And on May 4th, we'll pull the name out of the hat, and the winner's going to walk away with all the stuff that I just showed you. All right. So that's easy. One last thing before we sign off. I got Hindsight 46. What's up? Thanks for chiming in. Koki, Team Koki is in the house. What else? I think that's it, you guys. Oh, that is not it. A really good friend of mine, Nunito, he didn't show up in the photos. I'm like, where is he? I'm pretty sure he was taking the photos when we were hanging out in Edicera. So Nunito, love you. I know I'm like, why isn't Nunito in these photos? He was probably the one taking the photos. Last but not least, I want to show you, let's see. Yeah, here we go. This is the website to waterbean.com. This is where you're going to want to go, waterbean.com, for all your Boog Life stuff. If you want to pick up some Boog Life merch, but I think this is it right here. Oh, also U-Riding gear. If you're into U-Riding, which is freaking the best bodyboarding game out there. But if you go to Boog Life, you have options. We got a Paul Roach section. So all the photos that I took, you can actually pick them up on a pint glass and a bunch of other stuff, sweatshirts, t-shirts. But this is also the cool part right here is the Aaron Lloyd collection. These are all the slides that I was handed from Aaron Lloyd, and it's just vintage photos of all the old school guys. I'm just going to click on anything. This is a cool one. Pat Codwell, bottom turning at Pipeline in the slide. You can get this in a t-shirt, a hooded t-shirt. I mean, a hoodie, and I think also on a, coffee mug. So check it out. I'll put it in the chat. Waterbean.com is where you're going to see all the goods. Oh, there it is. Waterbeanwarehouse.com. That's the one. So go there, check it out. Again, the box is going to be raffled off on May 4th. So put your name in the hat by becoming a free member or becoming a Book Life patron. All right. I think we're good here. I'm super stoked to be able to share my stories with you. Tonight, midnight, you're going to be able to see the Sintra Pro in its entirety. And yeah, I kind of want to watch the end too. I haven't seen the end when I was doing everything to get ready for this. So there it is, amigos. Again, thank you guys for chiming in, and we'll see you on Wednesday at 5 p.m. on booglife.com with Pitted with Action and Manny V. We are out of here. I will see you in a couple days. And Manny V stories next week. We are doing the Frontone Pro 2011. That's going to be sick. We're out of here. Thank you guys for chiming in.